The EWS series is coming up on us fast and it is going to be an incredible year. There's some amazing riders lining up to try and take the Enduro World Series Championship. So, Steve, let's take a look at some of the riders we can look forward to seeing race this year. It is going to be an incredible year, isn't it, Steve?
It is going to be a hell of a year. Think about it in terms of adventure, the places that EWS is visiting this year. Tasmania, Lesotho, Nepal, Italy, France. Can you imagine going around all those places?
What a series.
Yeah, I think it really captures the whole spirit of adventure really well.
And how many years has this series been going for now?
I think this is his 7th year, right?
Seventh year.
Yeah, going back to, I remember the first race back in 2013 in finale when Frenchman Fabien Barrel made the move from downhill to enduro. He had a prototype canyon.
Wow.
Yeah, and just wrapped it up.
The rest is history.
But this year, who were the riders?
Well, we're going to start with the obvious, okay? Sam Hill. He's won it twice. He's come over from downhill and being possibly the greatest downhiller of all time. He's definitely up there.
He is. He's up there, definitely in the
Come
top
over,
5.
EWS. Taken over. He's now twice double winner. He could get the 3-peat this year. But now he's talking about going back to downhill.
Well, he might do. But you look at Sam Hill, you look at, when it comes to aggression and composure and delivering that run under pressure, he is the man.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He is the man. And he does it on flat pedals.
Gives me goosebumps thinking about the guy.
He does it on 27.5 wheels. But crucially, have you seen the training he's been doing on his Instagram?
Yeah.
Next level, Jack. Next level.
Yeah, he's working hard. He could do it. And if he stays in for the whole series, he's got to be a top bet for the championship again. He really has. Just cannot count this guy out.
Yeah, go on, Hilltop.
Okay, next up, Cécile Ravanel. Basically, she's dominating this sport like no one else ever has. She won every round last year. She nearly won every stage. Steve, can she be beaten?
That is an incredible,
unbelievable,
incredible feat to do. And all you look at as well is the Commensal, run by Max Commensal. He won. He's probably one of the most successful team managers ever. And last year he delivered with the World Cup downhill.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with Enduro as well.
Yeah, I mean, Cécile. She's going to be really tough to beat. She's so experienced now. I really think it's going to take a Rachel Atherton or a Tani Seagrave to come over and try it before she's going to lose. I really do.
Well, you say that. Do you think that might happen? Do you think you'll have some downhillers?
I kind of digged Rachel in the ribs at Christmas saying, come on, Rachel, you're going to go and do an EWS. And she was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But I don't know, she's got this brand now, Atherton Bikes, and what a great place to try something out on EWS.
Well, what about Isabeau?
Isabeau Coudurier. I mean, she's one of my favourite riders. When you meet her, she is tiny. She is tiny, but she's so incredible on the bike.
On that brand, on Intense Bikes, obviously Intense have got Aaron Gwynn on the team this year, so it could be a really big year for Intense, I think.
Yeah, it could.
But in terms of physicality, she certainly knows how to...
Can Isabeau actually beat Cécile Ravanel though over a year? I don't know if I think she can do it over an entire season. Maybe a round. I think she could get around.
Yeah, you can do it, but think of enduro. I mean, there's sometimes a bit of luck involved.
Yeah.
And I was gobsmacked that Cécile did what she did because that there could just be a rock in the wrong place and you could be unlucky. But
not easy.
Not anything can happen, Martin.
Yeah, it certainly can. Right, another rider that we're going to be watching this year because he sort of deserves a championship, but has never got one. Damien Otton. He's always there or thereabouts.
Yeah, Damien Otton.
Damien. Is that how you say it?
Da Vinci rider. Yeah. Super skilled rider. A really nice guy, Yeah. Really down to earth. And another guy who can deliver under pressure. I think because he's so mellow, really.
Yeah. But he really has put some great rides together. He's won events, but why is it he can't take the overall? Why is it he's not really getting the results that maybe he's just seems just shy of? Maybe a little bit like Isabeau.
Yeah, is it that is that killer instinct? I don't know.
Too laid back.
When it comes, you look at Sam Hill, right? He's got some underlying aggro there.
Edge.
Yeah, definitely. But talking about Damien Otton, I mean the French. I think the French have now relinquished their stranglehold on the EWS series. I mean, there was a time years ago when the top 20 was loaded. It was stacked of French riders, but not anymore.
No, I'll tell you a great example, Richie Rude.
Yeah.
He came in, he grabbed this sport by the scruff of the neck. I mean, the guy's like he is incredible. And he's a lovely kid. He's got a big year ahead of him. Can he Can he get back on top? Because Sam Hill has come in and kind of taken his
Do you know what? It's really difficult. I remember when Aaron, sorry to talk about downhill all the time, but when Aaron Gwynn went from the track team to Specialised, there was a bit of a storm in the off season. Obviously, there was a storm with Richie Rude, and it took away the focus a little bit. You know, when you're in a comfortable environment and there's no nonsense going on. But it depends how Richie responds to to what's happened in the off season. Really,
yeah. Well, I mean, there's this controversy over a positive drugs test that happened in 2018, but it's very wishy-washy at the moment. We don't really know what's going to happen with it. I prefer to just kind of like presume all is well because I think it is. Yeah. And I think he's going to be racing this year, and he's got a good chance.
Yeah, I think Richie just needs to apply his natural physicality to the series. Now, I think he'll definitely be up there, Martin.
Yeah. Okay. One more now. This guy. I mean, he had an incredible 2018. Martin Mays.
Wow. You've just got to say, wow.
Yeah. I mean, what? Let's try and get our heads around it, right? He came along. He was the only guy who could beat Sam Hill.
Yeah.
He was the only guy to do it. Then in downhill, he went over and was like, actually, you guys aren't that fast. And he won a World Cup and come second at World Championships.
If you haven't seen that run that Martin Mays did in the World Cup last year, watch it. It is a pure exhibition of riding skills and aggro done to the nearest millimetre.
Yeah. No, I mean,
super impressive. A lot of people say he's the greatest gravity rider of last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, get this right. Neil Donoghue, and he called this out a few years back. I remember him saying it. He thinks Martin Mays is like a John Tomac. He's like,
really
can do it all. He said he saw him race at Seal years back and was like, oh my God, have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
And he
however,
thinks he can do it all.
You say compared to John Tomac, you look at people are now specialising their bodies to each discipline.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite like that in John Tomac years. I mean, still, not to get away from Tomac, he did what he did. You have to get the results. And I'm really excited to see Martin Mays action this year.
Yeah, let's see what he does. First up in our wildcards, we've got Katie Winton from Scotland. She's a dangerous rider.
Trek rider, did super well last year, and it's just about the little progression, year on year. It's really hard to keep your focus in EWS. It's a huge schedule, massive amount of travelling, but if you're into that, as Katie seems to be into, it's all good fun, and it's part of that.
I think with Katie Winton, she's almost got the problem that Isabeau's got with Cécile. It's just like, I mean, Isabeau's got to be looking in both directions a little bit because Katie Winton is nipping at her heels, and she wants to be the person who is really pushing Cécile Ravanel. So there could be a bit of a flip there where, unless Isabeau's getting faster, then we're going to see Katie Winton moving up into that number 2 spot, I think.
Okay, Robin Wallner, the blonde-haired Swedish ex-downhill racer.
Yeah,
did really well last year, riding for Ibis. Now there's a guy who's got the skills of anyone.
Yeah, he had 2 third-place rides last year.
Yeah.
So he can definitely get there. I mean, I think what happens in EWS, and you see it in downhill, not so much in cross-country because that requires so much consistency, but you see someone come in and they get that first win and then they can't stop winning. You saw it last year in the downhill with Armory Piron, and he absolutely, it was like he'd got an infection of winning. It was like, oh my God, I can't stop doing it. And Robin feels like he could be one of those riders.
Yeah, and talking about the French, Florian Nicolai. Now, I know Florian was a top performer. He has been for many years now. Last year, he had 5 top 10 results in 8 races. That is super, super consistent.
Yeah, finished up in 3rd place, of course. He's a danger man for sure, and easily a wild card.
But definitely Florian needs to get on those podium places this year.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Consistency. Another wild card for you, Steve. Elliot Heap.
Elliot Heap riding for Nuke Proof. Now, obviously, it must be really difficult not to get influenced and carried along on the Sam Hill wave, right? So obviously the skills and the application of race skills is something that Sam Hill can teach the young British rider, that's for sure.
He obviously has been. He took the under-21 series last year. Absolutely stormed it. He's up into elites this year, and like you say, with the infectious speed that must be around someone like Sam Hill, he's got to be up there.
He's just good fun, isn't he? He's just good fun. Why have we not discussed Greg Callahan so far?
Well, I mean, Greg Callahan, he's now been a Red Bull rider for a few years now. He's won races, and I think you're right. He's definitely got to be a guy who he just needs to get a couple of wins under his belt.
Yeah.
And then he can get that that role happening. I mean, I think that's where a lot of people are, but there's the weight of Sam Hill on all of their shoulders.
Can I mention a name, please?
Yes, go for it.
Canyon rider Dimitri Tordo.
Oh.
Obviously, on the Canyon team, there's Troy Brosnan. It's run by Fabian Burrell, who's won the EWS races before.
He's all right.
I think that could be another wild card, and my tip actually for the top this year.
I've got one for you, Johan Borelli.
Really?
Yeah, because he's just going to be super fun, isn't he? If he gets into the top 10, it'll be great. And if he doesn't, it'll be cool and funny. He's a great guy. He's just a great guy, and someone who's always welcome on any circuit, I'm sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
Another guy who's been using e-bikes as well for training.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun.
It's very cool.
But EWS is not about fun, it's about delivering those runs time after time.
Yeah.
Moving back to those coming back from injury this year. Adrian Daly. Lapierre rider. Obviously, we're talking about inspiration from teammates. I mean, Adrian has Nico Vullius, 10 times world champion. Obviously, Nico's got massive EWS experience. He's won races himself. I think this is definitely one man in serious contention to put a big dent into Sam Hill's chances this year, I think. Yeah,
he definitely had a great season a couple of seasons ago. He was a big danger man. So, good to see him back, that's for sure. Right, next up, Jesse Melamed.
Yeah, now this is an interesting one because Jesse rides for Rocky Mountain.
Yes.
And he's obviously Rocky Mountain make e-bikes. Now it seems to be a lot of enduro riders riding e-bikes for training because they can ride at lower intensities yet still do technical training.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be riding e-bikes as a tool for their training.
Clever.
And he can hammer those runs out. He can do loads of downhill runs back to back.
Surely they're all doing that. Surely they're all doing
They seem to be doing it in downhill, and I have no doubt that they're going to be doing it on EWS as well.
Downhillers, what about Miranda Miller coming over? Full-time EWS now. Can she make the mark? I mean, she's an incredible rider, ex-world downhill champion, for goodness sake, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, she could be putting a proper dent in all the sort of plans to the EWS females.
Yeah. What about Eddie Masters?
Well, those guys, the Masters, they are exciting riders. And I think they're incredible. They can just, once they get inspired, both of those guys, the Masters, look like they can win races at will. Yeah,
I mean, Eddie Masters has done really well. Last year, he was 3rd and a 7th, if I'm not wrong. Is that right? 3rd and a 7th.
I think so,
Now, Eddie is obviously, when it comes to pressure, he's delivered some great EWS results.
Yeah.
But when they sometimes cancel, I remember he qualified first at Fortlium one year, and then he absolutely went down in a ton of bricks. On one of the sections. So I don't know.
What about Win Masters?
What about Win?
To it. Yeah, Win Masters. I mean, he's won one before. He won it on his home race.
That was in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, so he can do it.
This is the thing, Martin. Is there home advantage? Is it because the tracks and everything like that? I mean,
well, Greg Callahan's famous for winning on home soil. It makes a huge difference. I mean, think about Steve Saunders in the motorcycle days. Steve riding at home rounds, he couldn't not win. I just want to ask Steve one question because he'll know the answer to it, and it refers to EWS and his downhill experience. If Fabian Burrell came back and did an EWS now, could he still get in the top 10?
100%. And
Literally, the alarms went off when they heard that because that's just incredible that he can do it. Is that true? Is that actually true? Do you think he could?
I spent 2 days with him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and he's still on it.
I've been riding him for 20 odd years. His pace is off the chart. It's unreal. It's next level, and it's
man,
the risks he takes. They just shake my head.
So good.
He could definitely do that.
I love to hear that.
Can't wait for the EWS this year.
It's going to be incredible. If you would like to see the top tips in cross country, click just there in front of Steve's face. If you'd like to see the top tips for 2019 in downhill, click just here. The old subscribe button, you can't miss that. We've got over 1 million. Woo! And give us a thumbs up before you go for EWS. See you next time.